All right, three, two, one. We are live. Let's share the screen. And I believe we are here. Today we are doing Lockheed Martin. Let's see. Searching for information. And yeah, we have upgraded. We have upgraded to Perplexity Pro. So let's see how better the experience is. Oh no, we don't want Speechify. Let's turn this off. Okay, perfect. All right, this is a new experience. Nice. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Okay. Perplexity also has this beautiful financials page now. Looks good. How do I go back? Mm-mm-mm. How do I go back? Just like this. Okay, perfect. Leading global security and aerospace company renowned for its innovative technologies and solutions in the defense industry, founded in 1995 through the merger of Lockheed Corporation and Martin Marietta. The company has a rich history dating back to 1912 when Glenn L. Martin and the Lockheed brothers separately established their aerospace companies. Very interesting. These are the stealth fighters we keep looking at. Oh, this one is Boeing. This seems like Lockheed. This looks beautiful. I came across a beautiful Twitter account, X account, which is all about aerospace, just nerding out about different different aircrafts. Rich history dating back to 1912 when Glenn Martin and the Lockheed brothers separately established their aerospace companies. So it seems like Glenn Martin built Martin Marietta and Lockheed brothers built Lockheed Corporation and then they merged. 1995 was the merger. Okay. Four primary business segments: aeronautics, missiles and fire control, MFC, rotary, and mission systems, RMS, space. Wide range of products and services, including military aircraft, missile systems, satellites, and space exploration technologies. Known for developing cutting edge technology and products, aircraft F 35 Lightning II, state of the art stealth fighter jet, F 16 Fighting Falcon, one of the world's most capable fourth generation multi role fighters. Multi role. F 35 Lightning II. This has been part of a conspiracy in multiple countries just because it is super expensive and there is some corruption involved in purchasing the aircraft. A versatile cargo aircraft for military and humanitarian. Orion Command Module for deep space exploration. Okay. Satellites and space transportation systems. Trident missile. PAC 3 MSE Patriot Advanced Capability 3 missile segment enhancement. Interesting. Cybersecurity solutions, autonomous systems, laser weapons, and direct energy technologies. Lockheed Martin is a dominant player in the aerospace and defense industry. Market capitalization 122.7 billion. Focuses on expanding offerings in space industry, enhancing cybersecurity, developing autonomous systems. Future outlook. Company continues to invest heavily in research and development to maintain its competitive edge. Global security concerns, advancement in space exploration, well positioned for future growth, focus on emerging technologies. Okay. Tell me about the history of Lockheed Martin. 40 billion per year. Rich history dating back over a century, formed in 1995. Search for images. Let's see. No fancy images, but we got this. Okay, we'll come back to the charts. August 16, 1912, Glenn L. Martin established the Glenn L. Martin Company in LA, California. Just 4 months later, on December 19, brothers Alan and Malcolm Lockheed founded the Alco Hydro Aeroplane Company, later renamed to Lockheed Aircraft Company. Glenn L. Martin established the Glenn L. Martin Company, and 4 months later, totally separate, brothers Alan and Malcolm Lockheed founded the Alco Hydro Aeroplane Company. World War era and growth. Played significant roles during World War One and Two. Glenn and Martin Company produced MB-1 bomber in 1917, their first major success. Lockheed developed the Vega airplane, which completed the first successful solo flight around the world in 1933. Interesting. Lockheed established its secret Skunk Works division, which became a leading developer of military aircraft. After World War II, both companies continued to innovate. Lockheed focused on military aircraft development, creating iconic planes like the F 104 fighter and U 2 spy plane. Martin Co. shifted towards rocket development and electronic system for the US government. Hmm. So Lockheed focused on military aircraft, creating iconic planes like the F 104 fighter and U 2 spy plane. Martin focused on rocket development and electronic system merger. Part to becoming Lockheed Martin involved several key mergers. 1961, Martin Co. merged with American Marietta Co. to form Martin Marietta Corp. On March 15, 1995, Lockheed Corp. And Martin Marietta Corp. merged in a $10 billion deal, creating Lockheed Martin. Continued to grow and innovate. 1996, it acquired Loral Corporation's defense electronics business for $9.1 billion. Company won the contract to build the F-35 Lightning II fighter jet in 2001. Involved in various space projects, including the development of Orion spacecraft for NASA. Employs more than 100K people worldwide, leader in aerospace, defense, and advanced technologies. Crucial role in global security and space exploration. Okay, let's see what we have in these charts. 1979, Aerospace Industries Inc. is founded. 86, created an FAA certified Lord. Are we talking about Lockheed Martin over here? Not sure. I don't think this is Lockheed Martin. Great Neck Project Timeline. Routinely updated key stakeholders, state, county, and town, village elected officials, and on-site property management. Maintain community fact sheets. Website. Okay. Interesting. 20 years of industry consolidation. Martin Marietta, Gould, Honeywell, Fairchild, Laurel, Goodyear, BDM, Libroscope, IBM, Unix, ComSat. Very interesting. A lot of acquisitions, obviously. Okay, let's see. What are some interesting things over here? The U2 spy plane looks interesting. Let's see. U2 spy plane. I'm also really curious how Perplexity Pro is better. It seems like it is better. So we'll just keep going with the Pro. This is the U2 spy plane. Beautiful plane. Black. All black. What is this? Starboard. Wow. Okay. This might be the this might be the thumbnail for this video. Let's see. U2 nicknamed the Dragon Lady, high altitude reconnaissance aircraft that has played a crucial role in intelligence gathering for over 60 years. Developed by Lockheed's Skunk Works division under the leadership of Clarence Kelly Johnson. The U 2 first flew on August 1, 1955. Long glider like wings spanning 105 feet, 32 meters, single seat, single engine configuration, ability to fly at altitudes above 70,000 feet, range of more than 7,000 miles, payload capacity 5,000 pounds. Sensor packages including electro, optical, infrared cameras, optical bar cameras, advanced synthetic aperture radar, and signal intelligence equipment. Gained notoriety during the Cold War for its strategic reconnaissance missions over the Soviet Union. First operational mission over the USSR, 1956, when Francis Gary Powers over the Soviet territory. Crucial role in the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962, providing photographic evidence of Soviet missiles in Cuba. Remains in active service due to its operational flexibility and excellent aerodynamic design, ability to carry modern sensors and communication equipment, continued effectiveness in supporting military operations and disaster relief efforts. This is really cool. If we are still using U 2 spy plane, or we could still, the design still works. That means it was built by some really smart people. Let's see. F-35 Lightning II. Here it is. The beautiful, beautiful photo. Internal fuel tanks, fixed air radar, engine, inlets, full line of sight blockage, aligned edges, embedded antennas, reduced signature nozzles, internal stores, carriage, embedded antennas, large capacity internal fuel tanks, radar absorbing material, composite structure, reduced signature nozzles, curved driverless inlets, buried engine. There are a bunch of instructions written all over here. Cutting edge multi role stealth fighter aircraft developed by Lockheed Martin represents one of the most advanced and capable combat aircraft in service today, designed to meet the needs of multiple branches of the US military and international partners. Originated from the Joint Strike Fighter Initiative in the mid 90s, aircraft first flight took place on December 15, 2006. 35A conventional takeoff and landing, CTOL, variant of the US Air Force and most international customers. 35B short takeoff and vertical landing, STOVL, variant for the US Marine Corps and some international partners. 35C carrier variant for the US Navy. Stealth, designed to evade radar detection and penetrate heavily defended airspace. Advanced avionics incorporates a sophisticated battlefield management system for real time information processing and sharing. Multi role can perform air to air combat, air to ground strikes, and intelligence surveillance and reconnaissance missions. Integrates data from various onboard and offboard sensors to provide pilots with a comprehensive battlefield picture. Hmm. Armament and performance. 35 can carry up to 22,000 pounds of weapons on 10 stations, including internal weapons bays for stealth missions and external pylons for maximum payload. International participation and economic impact. F-35 program involves significant international cooperation with several countries participating as partners or foreign military sales customers. Recent additions include Czech Republic, Germany, Finland, Switzerland. Program not only strengthens global security partnership but also drive economic growth through its extensive supply. Block Force software upgrade, enhancing capabilities and adding new weapons integration. Engine improvement, performance and reliability issues, operational testing, centerpiece of 21st century global security. Interesting. Why did why did Lockheed Brothers build an aerospace company? Alan and Malcolm, due to their passion for aviation and their innovative spirit, early fascination, the brothers became interested in aviation after witnessing glider demonstrations and reading about airplanes. Whoa, whoa. Lockheed Aircraft Company is the owner of exactly 100 shares of the Class B common capital stock of Lockheed Aircraft Company, transferred on the books of the corporation person or by attorney or surrender on the certificate property endorsed. Interesting. Acceptance. Look to Lockheed for leadership. One short year ago, Lockheed introduced the world's fastest transport named it the Lodestar. 1940 approved it, granted it acceptance, but no one can predict 1941. Lockheed was founded to build commercial transports. Now the weight of its energies have has been turned to the construction of bombers and fighters. Lockheed plants have been expanded 600% in 2 years, but that is unimportant compared to the accumulation of learning, advancement of design, and experience in production that go hand in hand with this unparalleled expansion. Peace and normality will be earned again. Then and only then will these armament born as sets, these thousands of skilled craftsmen, be again devoted to the original Lockheed purpose, a balanced program of building airplanes for the people of the world who will fly and enjoy them as they do automobiles today. Lockheed Aircraft Corporation. Brothers became interested in aviation out of witnessing glider demonstrations and reading about airplanes, natural talent, and experience. Alan Lockheed, in particular, exhibited a natural talent for aviation, learning to fly without formal training and becoming a featured performer at air shows. Brothers saw an opportunity in the emerging aviation industry. They started by offering sightseeing flights during the 1915 Panama Pacific Exposition, which proved profitable and encouraged them to pursue aircraft manufacturing, innovative design and manufacturing techniques. Along with Jack Northrop, developed new methods for aircraft construction, such as using concrete molds to create streamlined fuselage, allow them to build aircraft more efficiently and at lower cost. Brothers recognized the potential for commercial and military applications of aircraft, especially during and after World War One. Despite facing financial difficulties and setbacks, the brothers persevered. After their initial company closed in 1921, Allen later united with Jack to form the Lockheed Aircraft Corporation in 1926. Their technical skills and their vision for the future of air travel. Hmm. Let's see how this pro search works. We're making it work a lot. Wow. Lockheed. Law, Lawhead, Lowhead, Lockheed spans from their early ventures in aviation in the early 20th century to the establishment of Lockheed Martin in 1905. Formation of Alco Hydro Aeroplane Company. Founded the Alco Hydro Aeroplane Company in San Francisco. The first project was a three-place seaplane, the Alco Number One, which successfully flew on June 15, 1913. This marked their entry into the aviation industry. Brothers established Lockheed Lockheed Aircraft Manufacturing Company in Santa Barbara, California, to build a 10-passenger flying boat, the F-1. The F-1 became notable for its size and was used for aerial sightseeing and film work. Led to closure of Lockheed Lockheed Aircraft in 1921. The brothers faced challenges in securing sufficient funding and market demand, renaming to Lockheed. Tired of the frequent mispronunciations of the last name, Malcolm changed it to Lockheed in 1926. This rebranding coincided with a new venture. Alan Lockheed partnered with Jack Northrop and financier Fred Keeler to form Lockheed Aircraft Corporation. They established operations in Burbank, where they developed the successful Model 8 Vega, known for its speed and range. Lockheed produced several groundbreaking aircraft, including the Model 10 Electra, which gained fame when Amelia Earhart flew it during her ill-fated round-the-world flight attempt in 1937. Became a major player in military aviation with iconic aircraft like the P-38 Lightning fighter and C-47 Skytrain transport plane. The company collaborated with other manufacturers on projects like the P-17 Flying Fortress. For military aircraft decreased after World War II, shifted focus towards commercial aviation while also developing advanced military aircraft like the U-2 plane. Underwent several mergers and acquisitions to adapt to changing market conditions. Notable acquisitions included General Dynamics Tactical Aircraft Division 1993, merged with Martin Marietta in a $10 billion deal. Merger created Lockheed Martin Corporation, combining two of America's largest defense contractors into one entity focused on aerospace, defense, and technology services. Leader in the aerospace industry, continuing a legacy of innovation that began with the Lockheed brothers. Lockheed. Yeah, this is definitely a weird last name that will be mispronounced. Over 8 decades earlier. How did the name change impact their business? Let's see. Significant positive impact, primarily motivated by the frequent mispronunciation. Log, loghead. Hmm. Mm. So that's what people said, loghead. Some beautiful early photos over here. Is that Amelia Earhart? Let's see. By adopting the phonetic spelling Lockheed, 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 Lockheed. They simplify Lockheed, Lockheed. Okay, okay, makes sense. So you basically pronounce it as Lockheed, even though it is said, it is written Lockheed. They simplify the pronunciation, making the name more accessible and professional sounding to the public and potential investors. Rebuild their aviation enterprise after earlier financial struggles. Alan Lockheed, along with John Northrop and Fred Keeler, founded the Lockheed Aircraft Corporation. Fresh identity, improved marketability, easier to pronounce and remember, which likely contributed to better recognition in the aviation industry, conveyed a sense of innovation, reliability, which aligned well with their focus on advanced aircraft designs. Iconic aircraft like Lockheed Vega, flown by Amelia Earhart. and later military planes like the P-38 Lightning. Tell me about Lockheed Vega, flown by Amelia Earhart. Whoa, this is a crazy looking plane. Significant aircraft in aviation industry, particularly known for its association with pioneering aviator Amelia, designed by Jack and Alan Lockheed. Notable for its innovative construction performance, becoming a favorite among pilots. Streamlined designs with a cantilever wing and a molded plywood mono- monocoque fuselage increase strength while reducing weight. Better for aerodynamics and overall performance. Designed to carry a pilot and up to 7 passengers. Purchased a Lockheed Model 5B Vega in 1930, affectionately calling it her little red bus. Transatlantic flight. Became the first woman and only the second person after Charles Lindbergh to fly solo nonstop across the Atlantic Ocean. She took off from Harbour Grace, Newfoundland, and landed in a field near Londonderry, Northern Ireland, after flying 2,000 miles in approximately 15 hours. This remarkable feat garnered her international acclaim and solidified her status as a leading figure in aviation. Transcontinental flight set another record by completing the first solo nonstop flight by a woman across the United States. She flew from Los Angeles to Newark, covering a distance of again 2,000 miles in about 19 hours. Hmm. Record breaking flights during the early days of aviation. Its design and performance set new standards for aircraft at the time. Following her historic flights, Earhart sold her wig out of the Franklin Institute in Philadelphia. It was later acquired by Smithsonian Institution in 1966. Not only represented as engineering marvel of its time, but also served as platform for Amelia's groundbreaking achievements. What was this round the world thing? Let's see the round the world flight attempt in 1937. Whoa, beautiful pictures. The mystery of Amelia Earhart. Ill-fated round the world flight attempt in 1937 was a daring endeavor that ended in one of the aviation history's most enduring mysteries. Her navigator Fred Noonan departed from Oakland, California, 1937 in a twin-engine Lockheed Electra 10E. Their eastbound route was planned to cover approximately 29,000 miles, circumnavigating the globe. They had reached New Guinea, having covered 22,000 miles in 21 days. On July 2, 1937, they departed lay for Howland Island, a tiny speck in the Pacific Ocean about 2,500 miles away. most challenging, requiring precise navigation to locate the small island for refueling. Communication problems arose between Earhart's plane and the US Coast Guard cutter Itasca, which was stationed near Howland Island to assist with navigation. Last known radio transmission at 8:43 a.m. on July 2 stated, "We are on the line 157337," indicating they were flying on a north west to southeast line that intersected Howland Island. The plane never reached, and no definitive trace of Earhart Noonan or their aircraft was ever found. Massive search and rescue operation was launched, becoming the most expensive air and sea search in American history up to that point. Officially declared lost at sea, July 18, 1937. Legally declared dead on January 5, 1939, 18 months after her disappearance. Official position is that they ran out of fuel and crashed into the Pacific Ocean near the island Nuku Maruru Castaway. They may have landed in Nuku Maruru Island, 350 nautical miles southwest of Howland. Marshall Islands theory. They may have been captured by the Japanese in the Marshall Islands. The true fate of Amelia Earhart and Fred Noonan remains one of aviation's greatest unsolved mysteries. Wow. What led to the financial struggles of 1921 for Lockheed Brothers? Primarily caused by combination of market conditions, strategic missteps, and external economic factors. Whoa, what is this? This is beautiful. Waterandpower.org. The Forgotten Depression, the crash that cured itself. Post World War I market saturation. Aviation market was flooded with surplus military aircraft such as Curtiss JN4 Jenny trainers and Havilland DH4s, which were sold at extremely low prices, as little as $300. These surplus planes were far cheaper than new aircraft, making it impossible for companies like Lockheed Aircraft to compete. F1 flying boat and S1 monocoque biplane were technologically advanced but expensive to produce. Sightseeing and charter flights, but its size and complexity made it costly. S1 was priced at 2,500, a steep cost compared to war surplus planes available to the market. Limited demand for civilian aircraft. Infancy is a commercial industry, and most customers were not willing to invest in high priced new planes when cheaper alternatives were available. Broad economic challenges. Wartime to peacetime economies created financial uncertainties that affected industries. Attempted to secure government contracts for their F1 flying boat but was unsuccessful. Preferred to purchase already approved designs rather than invest in new ones like F1. By 1920, company had exhausted its financial resources and was unable to generate sufficient revenue to cover its cost. They had to close their doors in 1920 and the assets were liquidated in 1921. Moved on to develop a successful hydraulic brake system for automobile. Alan Lockheed eventually re-entered the aviation industry in 1926 by founding Lockheed Aircraft, which became highly successful with aircrafts like Lockheed Vega. Let's see what we have about Lockheed Vega. Cruising speed 250 kilometers per hour, top speed 298, range 1000 plus kilometers, powered by a single Pratt& and Whitney R1340 Wasp engine, producing 450 horsepower. Lockheed's slogan became "It takes a Lockheed to beat a Lockheed" due to Vega's dominance in air races. It could be challenging to land and had limited forward visibility from the cockpit, especially during takeoff and landing, including variants like the Model 4 Air Express. Major player in the aviation industry and paved the way for future innovations in aircraft design. Interesting. Hmm. Tell me about the relationship of Lockheed brothers. This is crazy that we're able to do something like this. We ask a question, Perplexity basically breaks it down into multiple subpoints, then researches a bunch of resources from websites to YouTube to Wikipedia, and then we have the answer. Early collaboration, 1912, Alan and Malcolm founded the company, showcasing the initial partnership. Here are the photos. Wow. Continued working together, establishing the Lockheed Aircraft Manufacturing Company in 1916. Development of innovative crafts like the F-1 seaplane. Separation and individual pursuits. Financial struggles forced the closure of Lockheed Aircraft in 1921. The brothers pursued separate paths, moved to Detroit and focused on developing a hydraulic brake system for automobile. Allen remained in the aviation industry. Indirect collaboration. Malcolm changed the spelling of his surname to Lockheed and founded the Lockheed Hydraulic Brake Company. Allen started the Lockheed Aircraft Corporation. Hmm. Adopting Malcolm's spelling to associate with his brother's successful brake company. Oh, wow. Hmm. So Malcolm was the first one to do it, and he was actually successful with his hydraulic brake company. And then Allen was like, let me just leverage that branding. And also, it's better. So let's go with Lockheed Aircraft Corporation. Collaboration between the brothers, diverging paths. While Allen continued in aviation, Malcolm focus remained on automotive technology. Despite their different industries, the shared Lockheed name maintained a connection between their endeavors. Hmm. In 1995, at the time of merger, which company was more successful? Lockheed, Lockheed, or Martin? Let's see. This is crazy. The fact that we can ask a question like that and we will actually have an answer. Okay, we got something. Both companies were significant players, but they had different strengths and market positions. We must expand that middle class. FTC approves Lockheed Martin Marietta deal. Satellite test tube highlights shuttle flight. Leaders in Alabama, Albany agree on measure to shield tenants. Interesting. Okay. Lockheed was one of the largest defense contractors in the United States, including F-16 Fighting Falcon, F-117 Nighthawk, and various aircrafts like U-2 and SR-71 Blackbird. Net sales of approximately 22.9 billion with earnings accounting amounting to 1 billion. Okay, so we are Lockheed is around 22 and Martin, major defense contractor but had shifted its focus primarily to aerospace engineering and missile technology rather than aircraft manufacturing, including the Spatial External Tank and Titan rockets. Strong reputation in the aerospace sector and was considered highly successful in niche markets. So we don't have the numbers of Martin. Interesting. Similar size, Lockheed being primarily focused on military aviation, Martin Marietta concentrated on aerospace engineering, larger revenue base for military contracts, face challenges related to defense budget cuts following the end of Cold War, strategic necessity for merger, by the need of by the need for consolidation in the defense industry due to reduced government spending on defense contracts. Hmm. Lockheed had a more prominent position in military aviation, whereas Martin excelled in aerospace engineering, combined the strengths. Interesting. In 1995, who were the other major defense defense technology? Let's say defense technology, or let's say defense contractors globally in the world. Identify major contractors, compile a list and details of the identified contractors. Gathered sufficient information, no sources. Okay. Global defense industry was undergoing significant consolidation. Okay. Lockheed Martin, Boeing, and Northrop Grumman. It seems like there is a relationship between Jack Northrop and Lockheed Brothers, specifically Allen. And, huh, this is interesting. Formed through the merger of Northrop and Grumman. Okay. So Jack Northrop probably built Northrop, which got merged with Grumman. So let's check out that story as well. Became the largest defense contractor, receiving 10% of all US defense procurement dollars. Raytheon and Litton Industries, Lockheed, Boeing, Northrop being the top three. Other notable companies, General Dynamics, McDonnell Douglas, would later merge with Boeing. Dassault Aviation in France, Thales, and Bay. Dassault is the biggest one even today, heavily dominated by US companies at this time, with American firms receiving the majority of global defense contracts. Declining defense budgets following the end of Cold War, leading to mergers and acquisitions that created larger, more diversified defense conglomerates. Interesting. What was the relationship between Lockheed and Northrop? Is that the right spelling? No, Northrop. Okay, let's see. Historical relationship between Lockheed and Northrop summarize the key developments in the partnership and any mergers, acquisitions. Lockheed Martin, Northrop, Grumman, Raytheon, Boeing. So interesting. So Lockheed and Martin got Lockheed Martin. They later acquired Laurel. Laurel came out of Ford Aerospace, LTV Missiles, IBM Federal Systems, Unisys Federal Systems, then became Laurel, and then they acquired. Okay. Martin Marietta basically acquired only one, GE Aerospace. Lockheed acquired General Dynamics. Hmm. These are all the other players: Geodynamics, ADA, Syscon, Ultra Systems, Logicon, Norden, Westinghouse, LTV, BDM, Newport, TRW, Philips, Magnavox, Chrysler Defense, E Systems, Rockwell. Wow, this is beautiful. A beautiful photo. These look like spaceships. Lockheed Martin is the biggest one, second Boeing, then Northrop, Raytheon, General Dynamics, Bay. I've heard a bit about Dassault. Work together on various defense projects. Northrop serves as principal member of the Lockheed Martin led industry team for the F 35 fighter jet program. Frequently subcontracts portions of its defense contracts to Northrop Grumman. For example, Northrop received over 1.5 billion in subcontracts for the F-35 program. Okay. Jack Northrop worked as a draftsman for Lockheed Aircraft Manufacturing Company, Lockheed's predecessor in 1916. Attempted to acquire Northrop for 11.6 billion. The merger was abandoned in July 1980 due to government concerns over reduced competition, potential market dominance. Combined entity would have controlled 25% of the Department of the DoD's procurement budget. Regulators feared the merger would restrict competition and innovation in the defense industry. This failed merger attempt was part of a broader consolidation trend in the US defense industry following the end of Cold War. They continue to collaborate on certain projects and maintain a complex supplier subcontractor relationship in the US defense contracting ecosystem. When did Jack Northrop left Lockheed to build his own company? Crazy designs. Crazy designs. I have no idea. This picture's this picture is crazy. We were just experimenting. Resigned from Lockheed on June 20, 1928 to form his own company called Avion Corporation. He left Lockheed to pursue his vision of developing an all metal commercial aircraft and to further develop his concept for a workable flying wing. Why did Jack resign from Lockheed? To pursue his vision of developing an all metal commercial aircraft. So, this is what he wanted to build, just a wing. Convinced that new 24SG aluminum alloys made wooden structures obsolete, and he wanted to explore this technology further for a workable flying wing, creating a perfect airplane that would eliminate the weight and drag of a conventional fuselage and empennage. felt constrained at Lockheed as the company's investors were content with the profitable Vega aircraft and were not interested in pursuing more innovative designs that Northrop wanted to explore. Hmm. The Lockheed ended up using the all metal commercial aircraft that Jack Northrop built at Avion. Let's see. This must be crazy. This is just like people today watching SpaceX rockets. At that time, anything that would fly and something that looked this crazy. That must be an interesting feeling. Did not end up using the all metal commercial aircraft that Jack Northrop built at Avion. After resigning, he formed Avion to pursue his vision of developing an all metal commercial aircraft and to further his concept of flying wing. Caught the attention of William E. Boeing, who recognized the value of the all metal technique. Boeing's United Aircraft and Transport Corporation acquired Avion Corporation and established it as Northrop Aircraft Corporation. Hmm. Focused efforts on developing the Alpha low wing monoplane using his stressed skin multicellular construction technique, which he considered his greatest contribution to aviation technology. The Alpha gained acceptance in the commercial aviation market, particularly with Transcontinental and Western Air, which used it for mail transportation. They were developed and used independently of Lockheed after his departure from the company. Northrop Alpha plane. This is basically Vega, but all metal. 1930 all metal construction with semi monocoque fuselage, low wing monoplane, multicellular distress skin wing fillet for improved aerodynamics, rubber dacier boots, maximum speed, powered by single Pratt and Whitney, crew, one pilot, passenger, designed by John Jack Northrop, demonstrate the viability of all metal aircraft construction. Later version modified for cargo transport, Alpha 2 6 passenger, Alpha 3 2 passenger plus cargo with increased wingspan, Alpha 4A modified cargo version, YC-19, Y1C-19 military VIP transportation versions. Very interesting. Okay, that's the stream.